Sorting is the process of arranging elements in a particular order. If it's a numeric array, it can be either in ascending order or descending order. If it is a character or a string array, it may be arranged alphabetically. Today we'll be learning about bubble sort technique for arranging elements of an array. Bubble sort is a simple sorting algorithm. It works by scanning the elements of the array, two elements at a time, and it swaps the adjacent elements if they are in the wrong order. Let us take a look at bubble sort algorithm by considering an example. Bubble sort involves scanning over the contents of the array, checking two elements at a time. If the two elements are not in order, then it swaps the two elements to get them in the right order. This scanning over the elements of the array happens in several passes. Let us take a look at an example which shows how bubble sort works. Here we have an array of 10 elements. Every pass begins by checking two elements at a time. So first we have the first two elements, 20 and 5. If you consider sorting in an ascending order, clearly these two are out of order. 5 is supposed to come before 20. Hence we need to swap these two elements. So I swap 5 and 20. Now they are in the right order. After swapping, I go to the next two elements, 20 and 76. These two are in order, so I go to the next two elements. Now they are out of order, so I need to swap. Then the next two elements, again they are out of order, swap them. Next we have 76 and 9, out of order, swap. So since 76 is the largest element, it needs to be swapped with every other element that it is compared with. From the beginning, we went on checking the pairs of elements and we arranged pairs of elements in order. With this, we come to the end of the first pass, and at the end of the first pass, we can see that the largest element in the list, 76 is the largest element in the list, and at the end of the first part, it has come to its rightful position in the array, that is to the last position in the array. Here you can see another line over here called the limit. What happens with bubble sort is, at the end of every pass, the array is divided into two parts, a part which is unsorted and a part which is sorted. So right now, we don't have any sorted part, hence the limit is over here. During the second pass, the limit is shifted to the previous position, indicating that whatever comes after this is in its right position and is in sorted order. Whatever is before this limit is an unsorted array. So after every pass, this limit is going to be shifted to one position to the left, indicating the demarcation of a sorted and an unsorted array. So now beginning of the pass 2. Once again we begin scanning the array two elements at a time and swapping whenever necessary. Now I'll just go through this entire process and you can just sit and watch how the entire bubble sort works. The elements are swapped only when necessary. We come to the end of the second pass, wherein the second largest element has come to its rightful position in the array. Now we go to the third pass, again from the beginning. At the end of the third pass, we have the last three elements in the correct position in the array. Hence the limit has shifted to this position. Now we have reached to the last pass, pass 9, wherein we have to compare 5 and 9. Both are in sorted order. Hence 9 is also added to the sorted array. All the elements from 9 till 76 are sorted. So clearly even 5 should be in its rightful position in the array. With this, we end the bubble sort algorithm. What we can deduce from this is the total number of elements that we were working with, n, is equals to 10. the total number of passes that we had to perform on the array in order to get the sorted array is n minus 1. N is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. We had to perform 9 passes on an array of size 10 to get the sorted array. Total number of comparison in the ith pass is equals to n minus I minus 1. I is the pass number. If I consider pass 4, there is a limit over here. That means this is the sorted part of the array, this is the unsorted part. I need to sort only these elements. Hence the total number of comparisons I need to perform here are 5 and 9, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So at pass 4, the total number of comparisons is n. 10 minus 4 minus 1, that is 5. We have to perform 5 comparisons in pass number 4. The total number of passes will be n minus 1 and the total comparison in each pass will be n minus I minus 1. With this conclusion, we can write our C program. I need to perform n minus 1 comparisons, hence I write this code inside a for loop which ranges from 0 to n minus 1. And then for each pass, in each pass I need to compare the elements n minus I minus 1 times. For that I make use of a J loop. 0 to n minus I minus 1 times I need to compare the two adjacent elements. If j is 0, j plus 1 will be 1. I need to compare 0 and 1, then 1 and 2, and 2 and 3, 3 and 4 and so on. Inside the j loop, I need to compare. If array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, if the first element being compared is greater than the second element, that means we are out of order, we need to swap the two elements. Else we don't have to do anything, hence the else part is not really written. Now we'll see how the swap functionality will be implemented. Consider this example. I have j at this position. Now I need to compare j and the j plus 1th element. Since array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, I need to swap them. Hence I write the code as, if array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, put the value of array of j to j plus 1 and add the value of array of j plus 1 to j. Let's see what happens when we execute this code. The first statement is array of j is copied to j plus 1. Array of j is 76. This value is copied to array of j plus 1. Hence array of j plus 1 now becomes 76. Now I go to the next statement. Value at array of j plus 1 is copied to array of j. What is the value of j plus 1? It is 76. 76 is copied to array of j. So both the values are 76. Can you see that the actual value at j plus 1, that is 34, is now lost. So clearly this is not the right method to swap two elements because the value will be lost in between. As a solution to this, we need to add a separate temporary variable to hold the values. This is how I alter the code. I introduce another variable called temp. First I copy the value of array of j to temp. Array of j is 76. I copy this to another variable temp. So now temp will have the value 76. In the next statement, I copy the value of array of j plus 1 to j. J plus 1 has 34. I'll copy 34 to j. So now array of j will be 34. Finally, I'll copy the value of temp to array of j plus 1. In this way, we have successfully swapped the two items without losing any values. Even for future references, remember that this is how you are going to swap the contents of two variables. You have to make use of a temporary variable, otherwise swapping is not possible. This exactly is the logic that I am going to make use of in my program. I make use of an I loop which indicates the total number of passes that we are going to carry out on this array, that is 0 to n minus 1. N minus 1 passes will be performed on this array. The J loop is used to indicate the comparisons between the adjacent elements of the loop. In each pass I am going to perform n minus I minus 1 comparisons. And this is how we are going to compare the elements, and if the first element is greater than the second element, we are going to swap their contents. This is the overall working of bubble sort algorithm.